Okay, weight loss, weight gain, body composition change. Okay, the best way to go, there's if you YouTube how to get jacked or how to get lean or how to get whatever, you're gonna have so many things come at you. It's gonna be overwhelming. If you really look at it and you really like think about how many options there are for you, it's gonna be overwhelming. You're not gonna know what to do. They all seem smart to you, right? I get there, I've been there. Fitness industry is wild. Same with food. But the best advice that I can give somebody is you got to eat like a dog. Okay, I think it was Jay Cutler that said that. It was about a bodybuilding thing, and I don't think everybody should eat like a bodybuilder, obviously, but you do need to eat a certain amount of food at certain times of the day, and some people need to eat certain types of foods. So what I mean by eat like a dog is if you took your dog to the vet and the vet said, sorry mister, but your dog's obese, he's unhealthy, he's gonna die earlier. Okay, his lifespan is like 14 years expected. His lifespan is gonna be 8 or 9 maybe if you keep like this. You are hurting your dog by feeding him as much as you are. So they say to you, you're gonna feed this dog this much food, a specific amount of a specific type of food, 2 times a day. Okay? No treats, no table scraps, no nothing. Okay? This is what they eat. This is how you bring their weight down to a healthy level. See you in 6 weeks. And they don't even give you an option. They don't say like, hey, take this pill and it'll shrink his stomach so he doesn't have as much appetite and whatever. No, just feed them this much food. This is how much food you eat. That's it, okay? Come back in 6 weeks, we'll talk about it. You come back in 6 weeks and the dog is in great health, okay? That's how you have to eat if you are, I mean, for sure if you're in an unhealthy way, if you're obese or whatever, you gotta do something. And that's the best way to do it. Eat like a dog, okay? The macro is more important than the micro. That's going to upset some people. I understand that. The people who are in these certain camps of carnivore or keto or vegan or whatever, they're going to say, that's bullshit. You just got to take out X and you'll be fine. Okay? The reason why a lot of those diets work in weight loss in the short term is because, and some in the long term, you know, is because you cut down on the amount of food you're allowed to have. Right? Intermittent fasting, same thing. You cut down on the amount of time that you have to eat. So for a lot of people, all that does is it cuts the calories, right? Which is effectively how you lose weight. So, and there's nothing wrong with that in the short term. However, it doesn't set you up for success long term, because then you figure out more foods to eat and then you eat more. You know what I mean? And sometimes, I'm not making fun of people who are vegan or keto or carnivore or whatever, because you have to figure out, the first thing you have to do is eat the right amount of food. Okay, you have to eat the right amount of food, the right macros. You know, maybe, you know, you split that up however you want throughout the day. It doesn't really matter when you eat. It doesn't really matter what types of food you eat. It matters how much you eat. Okay, that is the most important thing. Once you break down the macros a little bit more and you start to maybe, you know, get a certain amount of protein or whatever and certain things like that, then it starts to be more important as far as what types of food you eat, because you have to get to these certain numbers in a way that allows you to eat a bunch of food. If you're eating bagels and cream cheese and bacon and ice caps, you can't eat that much food in a day because those are super high in calories. So you can't have it. But if you do have it, you're not going to give yourself a whole lot of food to eat for the rest of the day. So the macro is more important than the micro. But once you have the macros dialed, once you figure out what it is, how much you should eat, how much weight you're losing or gaining or whatever you're trying to do, then you can move to, okay, instead of eating chips, I'm going to eat baked potato. Or instead of eating this, I'm going to eat that. And the reason why you do that is so that you can eat more food, right? You can eat more stuff because it's lower in calories. And certain things like that are better with calories aren't as good for you, right? Like I like to have whole eggs. I'm not a huge fan of cooking egg whites. So I have a lot more whole eggs. which means I've got to take away calories somewhere else, right? It's just how it is. This is the number that you've got to hit in the day. No excuses. Hit those numbers. That's it. Get those macro goals. Write the stuff down. Don't use an app. Apps aren't as reliable. Write stuff down. Understand how much things are. Okay, 200 grams of potatoes is about 200 calories. Okay, about 5 grams of protein. 5 ounces of lean beef is about 40 grams of protein. 320, I think, whatever, something like that. 300 and change calories. You write it down and you understand things. That way, when you're out, you go, how much is that? It's a 6-ounce steak. Okay, that's about 50 grams of protein. Okay, cool, I'm good. You kind of understand what it is that you're eating. The more intuitive you can be about it, then the better you'll be long term. Because obviously writing down your diet every single day and crossing things off and hitting whatever and weighing yourself, that can kind of be tedious, of course. But you kind of got to do it at first to understand the process and understand what it is that you're supposed to do. Once you understand that, then you can start to tweak things and you can be a little bit more intuitive. You can go by the scale. You can, change up your macros, maybe start a new diet that for whatever reason, right? Somebody who you follow that you think they're smart. I like the way they're talking about this thing. I'm going to do that while within these numbers that I'm providing myself. Right? Eat like a dog. Understand how much food you're eating. Then tweak the what. Then tweak the how often. Then tweak the, whatever, your eating windows and so on. Tweak that stuff only once you understand the macro amount. The macro is much more important than the micro.